if you still want to keep that joke around, long after better jokes have replaced it. Anyway.
All right.
So what even happened last
Start
week?
watching Hamilton.
Oh, Ben, do you want to record this one too?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, my man.
Yeah.
Yes. So last week in Vilden, I'm pretty sure there was a big meeting, and
Big ass meeting.
right. But pause before we got to the big ass meeting. We had a flashback. I believe Basilius was on the day of christening with all the other Loxodon who were in the program that he was in. I don't know. It was like you can either be a missionary or you can be one of those people who does like delivery
emissary.
of mail. Emissary. Yeah. So most people seem to go for the emissary. And in fact, actually everybody went for the emissary except Basilius. This was a huge surprise to everybody because missionaries kind of have difficult lives, and it seems like the Loxodons were not interested in that, particularly Farun Da. Did I get his name right?
Bathroom Da. It's like bathroom.
Bathroom Da. Right. He, in particular, was given Oz the stink eye. But then there was another guy whose name was like Boogalon. That's the one. Dougalon. I went with the other silly name. I apologize. So Dougalon, he really seemed like he was into some weird things, but you know what? Azilius didn't care. Azilius was looking for his friend who had a funny name too, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember this guy? Azilius, he gave you the ring of jumping.
You guys had like my mentor.
Yeah.
He had a really weird name.
Mm-hmm. You guys were really close.
Yeah, Dougalon.
That was Dougalon. Then who was the other guy?
Who was raping the South American rodent?
Oh, Dom.
Dom. Yeah.
Dom. Yeah. Do we want to restart the recording, or are we good with this? This show is rated.
Sorry, Mags.
PG-13.
It's a thing that happened.
Yep.
Welcome to the real world.
Dial in our swearing.
No, we don't have to dial it in. If it's really not bad, if it's really that bad, she can watch it later. It's fine.
Yeah. We love you, Mags. So
you're gonna have to miss out on episode 2 of Vilden until you're a little bit older. You'll get what happens in the context.
Well, yeah, she won't notice really.
This is gonna look so outdated though by that time. Like imagine how
2D images
this whole setup will look.
I know. It's gonna be like watching really, really shitty home videos from your like grandparents. So your grandparents.
Yeah, and they'll go way too long, and you won't want any part of it. Speaking of didn't want any part of it, Azilius walked past Dom's door, met his boy Dougalon, and said, "Thanks for that ring of jumping. I'm going to remember your name forever." In the meantime, we were Jay-chilling in that like big auditorium. Who walks in but Fathrum Da? And he's like, "Don't worry, we got a guy on the inside. His name is Dom." And we were all like, "Dom, Dom, Dom." Nope, that didn't happen.
No.
Oh, his name is Fada.
No. Okay. 6 Teeth said we have a guy on the inside.
Yep.
And then it was Fathrum Da.
Yeah, and Fathrum Da said someone's going to supply us with stuff, and his name is
Dom.
Dom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I wrote
sorry.
next to it.
Errata.
We good. No errata. We good.
All right, sweet. So his name was Dom, and we were like Dom. And then Azilius walks in. He was kind of having a rough time. He tried to fight the fox. It didn't go well. He was really mad because the Temple of Ganesh was totally desecrated and being used basically as a meeting site for this underground battle team who was going to resist the government, I guess. But turns out the fox was really good at punching specifically Oz. And boy, did he lay him out. Oz falls to the ground. They kind of like a bunch of squirrels drag him away. Meanwhile, Inara and Ingwe are like making themselves scarce because Fathrum Da is like, And I was definitely looking for a panther and also a fox, and like these people are wanted by me. Maybe he didn't say that, but like it was in his eyes. And so then like they made themselves scarce, which was great. And then I think like party disband, like, oh, right. The oil is really important because there's a tiger head on it, the oil, and it's oil that's going to make you stay awake a really long time, which Ozilius has already discovered. This is important, particularly because if you're going to build an army to rise up against the oppressive Loxcops government, it's really helpful to have oil that makes everybody stay awake a long time. And so there's some squirrels who like wheel in like a huge cart of it, and they're like, I think it's the fox man who's like six teeth, which he wears around his neck because he's killed six leonin. Yeah. Um, is like, guys, this is it. This is what's gonna start making us really powerful now. And then
Marxist revolution, everything.
what? Oh yeah,
Marxist revolution.
Not today. We're not doing that.
Yeah. So he's like, guys, tell your friends it's gonna be big. This tiger oil, and meet me later. We'll talk about it. Then everybody disperses, and Inara and Rake team up, and they're like, we should figure out what happened to Oz because he's our ticket into that
Vidalabad.
Vidalabad.
Bangladesh.
That's really where I was headed. So then we sneak over, and I turn into a squirrel, and I'm like, I'll wing it. And Inara's like, no, wait, don't. And I go in, and then I'm like, I'm actually a squirrel, and you guys should listen to me. And they're like, you're actually a liar, fish man. And I think Fathrum Da like chokes me out until I turn back into a fish man. And I was like, shoot, I gotta save him. So she rolls in and she's like, listen, Fox boy, we're friends actually. It's cool. And he's like, let the fish man go. And then I like fall to the ground and I'm choking. But I still lie about who I am because I hate those guys because they're foxes and elephants. And then Ingwe shows up at some point because he's like, I heard all that ice crash and I'm not sure what was happening. It's like someone had a very long-term plan for a very short-term benefit that didn't end up being a benefit at all. Thankfully, he shows up and the whole gang's there and they give Oz the potion and they're like, all right, guys, we're a team now because we just met and we trust you.
Oh, also you forgot to mention that you charmed Fathrum Da.
Classic relationship.
Second time.
He was so cool. They say that Loxus can't be charmed so good, but Rake is proving the exception. Fathrum Da is just too trusting a soul. And every time Rake does this, he looks into their eyes and he says, my old friends. And then he's got these hypnotoad eyes that they just can't look away from.
Obey Hypnotoad.
Right? This is my character. This is Rake. So he makes sure that they're like gonna let us go. I think that they had said like you gotta do something weird, and I was like, no chance, boys.
Oh, Fathrum Da recognized us from stealing the food, and then 60's like, you gotta give it back, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure don't.
Yup.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Food between friends gets to stay between friends, which is, I think, what Rake said. And then we're all like, sweet, you guys have been great hosts. Sorry about the food thing. Glad that's behind us. Let's go. And we all bail and go back to the tavern. Pretty sure all of us do that. We wind up in our beds. Ingwe and Inara are in one room, and Rake and Oz are in the other. Then, wouldn't you know it, but Inara starts getting rocks thrown at her window. Who is it? But it's six teeth on his neck. And he's like, psst, come down. And she's like, this seems real sketch. Ingwe, what do you think? And he's like, super sketchy. And she's like, I'm going down. And he's like, wouldn't recommend. And then I think Ozilius is like, I'm going to start knocking on windows too. Like, this is a great idea. But then like silence gets cast and they fall back asleep, Rake and Oz. I forget who casts it, but it was like, champion Inara is like, we're all going to have a real quiet night tonight. And so she casts silence, and Oz is no longer able to shout from the windows like, don't do it, he's super sketchy. So I think our scene ended with Inara and Six Teeth taking a walk.
That's right. That's right.
Real quick, do you and Carissa like Dunkelweisens? Have you tried them?
What?
I think they're a beer.
Yeah, they're a beer, a very German beer.
Dark wheat beer.
It is a darker wheat beer. It's an ale.
Dunkel was.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the dark beer they served at in Austria.
That's cool.
I've never had it, but I'm sure I really like wheat beer.
I'm gonna bring two, mostly because they have the dopest art on any can of beer I've ever seen.
Oh, Great Lakes. Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
Called Beer Wolf.
One right now that's really good that you might enjoy. Coffee oatmeal brown.
I'm not a big fan of oatmeal stouts, but
It's so on the nose.
I was like, this is the one we should get because it's like the free willing. I was like, we should get this free will, and then was like, Danny's gonna make fun of us.
It's
And I was
just
like,
so
whatever.
on the nose for everything
He's
that
gonna
Danny
make fun of us
is.
anyway, but I get my beer, so whatever.
do you guys remember when you came to Ohio and Danny broke my blinds and tried to frame Ben?
Literally, Danny was just being Danny and playing with the blinds, and he like I forget exactly what happened, but they broke, and he just looked around frantically and ran away for me to be the only one with the evidence.
I just like I was trying to get them all to close. There was one that was like catching, and I just like reach up and it just comes out. And so I handed it to Ben and left.
he was literally like and he just pushed it into my hands, and I took it for whatever reason, and he just like scurried away. Oh man, it's so funny.
Are those the blinds that are behind you still, Brandon?
Yes, it's those ones, the like flappy Venetian blinds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Is it still broken?
Oh, it's super broken. It needs like a whole new like fastener point. It doesn't spin at all anymore, which is fine.
If there
It's
were
fine.
like a serial number anywhere, I would have looked it up and found a replacement part now.
I would never put that on you.
I'm not gonna-
Unlike the way that you did to
Right. That 40 cents can come out of my security deposit when I move out of here eventually.
So before we hop into where we left off, we're gonna what are you just playing with stuff? We're going to
This is how blinds get broken.
we're gonna do a little flashback.
Whoa!
Time, man.
So this is at a point in time where in Nara, Rake, and Ingwe have all joined forces, who are making their way through the stumps, banding together for a greater chance of survival. And Azilius has not made the picture yet. You're just struck camp. The sun has set to the west.
The West?
The west. And you three have split the night into 3 watches. And Rake, it is your watch. It's the second watch of the night. And not to railroad you or anything,
Sure, yeah.
but
But you're being railroaded.
you're being
But what station am I leaving and where am I bound?
you make sure that everyone's asleep, and you disguise yourself as a tabaxi monk. and you begin to Cosmo, yeah. You begin to do the tabaxi. You run through the tabaxi drills and forms and things like this. Ingwe, Inara, you are fast asleep. You're dreaming peacefully of kittens.
I'm dreaming of kittens.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, that seems a little out of character for Ingwe.
Yeah.
Probably for Nara too.
Yeah, no. Ingwe, you are startled, and you wake up as you offer this. Make a perception check.
24.
Wow.
Whoa, you perceived everything.
So yeah, you
Suddenly you're assaulted with all of the senses at the same time. You ascend into the Godhead.
you've ascended to the Godhead. All of your senses are just on fire, and you look around you, you see that Rake is not in sight. You see nothing, but in the distance you can hear the shaking of leaves and branches and the rhythmic smacking movements and push up, and you hear every once in a while a little a grunt.
Like a meow. Meow.
What would you like? How would you like to handle the situation?
I would like to investigate it. I would like to pinpoint the direction of these sounds and follow them.
Right. Well, you had a great perception check, so you do that, and you come up. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Make a stealth check.
24.
44?
24.
Oh, I was like, in what universe could you have gotten a 44? You're super stealthy, and as you walk towards the sounds, and the sounds begin getting louder and louder and louder, you peek around a tree, boop, and you see a tabaxi monk doing tabaxi shit, punching stuff.
That normal tabaxi shit to just punch, just shadow boxing in the middle of the night.
Well, doing forms. Doing forms.
How did you not know that, Newman?
Make a nature check.
Is it in the tabaxi's nature to be shadow boxing?
18.
Yeah, so you know that you know enough about tabaxi culture, about cat culture in general, seeing as you are a cat, that this is whoever this this tabaxi is pretty good at doing the forms. How would you like to
I speak. Hail, stranger.
Who's there? Meow, 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 meow.
I hope you realize you have to do that at the end of every sentence now.
I'm speaking tabaxi. Meow, 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 meow.
I am Ingwe Mnyama. And what is your name?
Oh. Ingwe, my old friend. Meow, 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 meow. It's not what it looks like. You just startled me. It's just your old friend Rake. Just having a night out. Sometimes I like to stretch my legs and my claws.
Is this what you do every time you take watch?
It's not always a tabaxi. Sometimes I turn into a leonin or a loxodon. I like to stay limber, just get into it a little bit. Make sure that I am in peak fighting form, no matter what form that is. That's really all this is just making sure that I know the way around fighting with things.
But why all of these forms and not your own? You are Rake, the Locan.
It's actually Locantha. A lot of people get that wrong. But, it's no problem. It's an honorable thing to be a Locantha. We have our ways, and they are sacred to us. We live in the blue and the green lagoons, and we hide under lily pads as other races walk by, often quaking under our lily pads as the pounding of loxodons carries those tremors into the waters. And at any time we could be utterly torn from limb to limb. But no, it is an honorable thing to be a Rokantha. It's just sometimes I like to be specifically other creatures. Just to try something new on. That's all it really is. It's just a new experience for me.
Oh.
Surely you have wanted to be something else from time to time, right?
I cannot say I have.
Oh,
it does not make much sense to me.
Certainly, a panther of your size and skill. I mean, why would you want to be anything else? I mean, it's not like anybody's coming for your family. Seems like you have it pretty easy when you think about it. Isn't that true, Ingwe?
I must fight to survive in this land just as all the other races, but...
Just seems the odds are slightly in your favor when it comes to fighting.
They are. Indeed. But in your homeland, I would be a cat in deep water and quite out of my element.
I wish I could say that there would be a warm Locantha greeting for you, should you come by, but we have had recent misfortunes. And there are not as many of us left and few of us hospitable, unfortunately. These are trying times.
What I mean to say is, we are each of us perhaps chosen, perhaps molded for the lives we live. There is great honor in being who you are, Rake Oldjaws. If your people are diminishing, and your culture diminishing and under threat from the other species, you should take pride in who you are. Lead your people into a new age of prosperity. Dispense with these theatrics.
I do not disagree with your sentiment. Don't misunderstand me. But leading my people into prosperity at a time when we are the footstool of every race and creature out and about, I have no idea what that even means. Do you know what it's like to see a tabaxi? And maybe the tabaxi's having an ordinary day and he doesn't notice you at all, but you notice him because all it would take is a stray claw to your throat pouches or your soft, squishy back or your webbed hands and feet to be utterly torn limb from limb.
I cannot say I do.
And neither can I, but that's the fortunate thing. Some in my pride are not so lucky. That's all I'm saying, is that it's sometimes hard to find prosperity, and all you can see is misery.
Far be it from me to rob you of your sense of security, Rogue.
In many ways, Ingwe, you are my sense of security. It is
I
really
value
only
our
by
friendship.
keeping myself in good company that I can find my peace at night.
We are in good company. I think we shall do well, Rogue. At this time I ought to just leave Rake to his devices.
Just slowly walk away.
Fade to black.
All right, buddy. Whatever you say.
So we come back from the sepia tone. So Inara and Six Teeth walk away into the woods. What is everybody doing after that?
I'm asleep.
I'm asleep. Rake's under enchanted sleep.
That's right. And Ingwe, you're asleep. Okay. What time is everybody like waking up?
I wake at dawn.
I think I need
Oh
to
wait,
be.
no, we didn't go to bed until like pretty late.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
I wake at dawn to do my daily devotions.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this enchanted sleep thing works. Do I need to get kissed to wake up? By Princess?
No, it only lasts like X amount of rounds, so you can like. I only helped you get to sleep. Staying asleep's on you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Rake is, unless he's been disturbed, Rake was definitely sleeping on your back. So as soon as you move, he would like, hey, we weren't jumped last night by those guys that are charmed. This is amazing.
I know. It's almost like everybody in the party told you that that wouldn't be an issue. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to worship my grotesque elephant god.
Rake and Oz, as you both awake and start talking, can you both make perception checks?
You bet.
Hell yeah,
Super
I can.
perceptive. Dude, looking at a 13.
Just for the drama.
I am.
I've got eyes in the front of my face.
I got a 19 roll. I don't know what my modifier is, though.
Okay, it's plenty. That's fine. 19 plus a lot. As you guys are
Plus
talking,
3.
so 22. You notice that Mr. Sittoad is sitting in a rocking on his like log, on his little log in your room,
No!
and he's holding a baby rabbit, and he's feeding it from a bottle.
That's weird. That's so unsettling.
Oz is going to calmly and collectedly say to Rake, what the fuck's going on?
What a trippy dream you have awoken to.
You! Ah! What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I forgot how Mr.
That
Sito.
was it.
Was that
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
We weren't recording it.
I'm just sitting.
In our room.
Yes. Where else would I sit?
Anywhere else.
Well,
Did you
More
even get in?
concerning, the
With
door-
ice
the
all
door
over
was
the
locked.
floor.
anywhere else seems just as good a place as here. As the wise man saith, where you are, there you are.
Of course. The wisdom of eldest Toad.
That's correct. Yes, eldest Toad.
Eldest Toad has spoken. So you do know the old ways then, Mr. Sit Toad.
You can't be anywhere else than where you are.
Wherever
I'm
you
going
go.
to look
there
at the camera and say, is this fucking happening right now?
And any place you've gone, there you were.
There isn't any place you could be that isn't where you're supposed to be.
There is nothing you can do that cannot be done.
That's correct.
Take a walk, everybody.
So Mr. Sitoad stands up with his baby rabbit and he walks over to Oz and he says, "Here you go," and he gives the baby rabbit to you, Oz.
What is this trip that you are on?
I kind of like set it down on the ground and posit the question again.
Okay, I thought he was going
What are you doing in here, bud?
I came to give you this rabbit.
Yeah, but why?
Please, please. Oz. He is a practitioner of the old ways.
Rake, I'm going to yeet you out the window if you keep defending this enigma wrapped in a mystery.
I'm just saying it would be unwise to reject the gift.
I place it on the bed instead.
15.
Well, and he kind of waddles back over to his log. He picks up his log and he puts it under his arm. I hope you both have a good day.
You want some food, Mr. Sittoad?
Oh, I've got plenty of food, thank you.
What?
He opens the door
Did you
and
leave the
and he
baby
walks
rabbit
out.
there?
Yeah. He gave the baby rabbit to Oz.
What?
By the gods, Oz. I had not realized we were in the presence of such an ancient master. He knows the speakings of old Toad. What a lie I've been living. Passing myself off as him.
I, for the first time in either of the campaigns, look completely at a loss for words.
Zilius, honestly, I'm at a loss for words.
I pick up the rabbit in one hand and walk over to Inara Nigwe's room
Okay, so while this is
and knock very rapidly on the door.
So,
Like,
while
help!
this is happening,
As you're going, I'm like, wherever you go, there you are.
that is exactly what I was trying to say. That exact phrase is what I had in mind when I said wherever you are, there you are. Where you are, there you are. So
Big facts.
at dawn, Ingwe, you wake up. And you wake up at the same time as they woke up. And Inara is presumably already in the room.
And awake.
And awake. Yeah.
Presumably?
What?
Is Nara in the room?
Yeah,
Yes.
Inara's in the room. So you wake up and Inara's in the room.
How did your walk go?
It was surprising.
In a good way?
Uh,
We're here.
I think so. I think it was in a good way.
So. That is a good thing. We have had few good surprises since we arrived here.
That is true. Speaking of bad surprises, don't you have your thing this morning? Isn't that today?
I do. I do. I have nothing to pack up. All I have is I put my my furs on and grab my weapons, and I say I don't know exactly where I needed to go. I think it
Papio's
was
house. You've been there before.
Papio's house.
Papio's place, yeah.
The place where Papio is. Must go to the place where Papio is to see Papio.
That's right.
Going to the puppy.
I am learning the old ways. Right. Well,
So
see you when this is over.
Good luck. Nope.
yeah, so you
I like that face.
probably get out before Oz comes over with the rabbit.
You just avoid that whole mess
So,
entirely.
yeah. So you get up and you get out, and Inara, you're just left there alone. After a couple minutes, you just hear bam, 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 bam.
I assume who it probably is, and I open the door.
And you see
I just
Oz.
look at you with wide eyes, holding a baby rabbit, and say, "I am this thing's father now."
What is this baby rabbit doing? Just like asleep?
Yeah, he's asleep.
Oh, oh. Inara says that. And I look at the baby rabbit.
Ignore your 2 X chromosomes for one moment, damn it,
Why do
and
you
hear
have
my
that-
tale.
Why do you have this sweet little baby?
I'm going to tell you the tale.
Okay, please.
Mr. Sittoad broke into our room at some point and gave me this child.
Okay.
Espoused some wisdom to Rake that sent him twirling, and then just dipset Wu-Tang got the fuck out of there.
What were y'all smoking last
my
night
God.
before bed?
That doesn't, even if I was, which I wasn't, that doesn't explain the existence of this rabbit.
I guess
This is tangible evidence that an enigmatic toad broke into my room, watched me as I slept, and then dispensed an infant.
I don't know what it is. Like, wasn't Rake on watch the last time Mr. Shittoad popped up in the woods? How come you guys keep not noticing him when he enters your domain?
Because
Rake was having
Wakanda
a
are
panic
very good
attack.
at being sneaky, I say from the corner of the room.
Oh, when did you get here?
That's a great question. I have learned that there is a master of the art, and if I can learn from him, I too will have the power of being undetectable.
You see what I mean?
So why did he give you a baby rabbit?
I don't know. He said it was a gift. Rake freaked out when I put it on the floor, so now I am this thing's father.
Do you know how to take care of a baby rabbit?
I
Oz?
assume you feed it sometimes.
The baby starts crying. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah.
I've raised elephants before. I've tended to the children and infants who came by the priory.
Okay. So you have some experience with children. That surprises me a little, but that's cool. I don't even know what to do with this.
You see my dilemma.
Yeah. Let's go have some breakfast. Deal with this shit later.
When in doubt, go have breakfast. Okay.
And just carry the small rabbit down the stairs with me. I guess.
Okay. So as you guys are walking downstairs to breakfast, Ingwe, you make your way across town. It's about a half a mile walk. Not bad. To the Palace of Papio.
Right. But as I go, I'm realizing that I didn't really know that I had to be here right away. So there was no, like, I knew that I didn't know. But now I'm realizing I probably could have gone over a plan with Anara as to how we will proceed if I pass this challenge. Because we still don't know if I'm fighting for all of us. But I am rather sure of my ability to pass this test.
All good things to realize. So you're making your way to Papio's palace, and is that going to affect anything, or are you just explaining that
No.
to yourself? You just thought process. Okay.
What's happening in my brain right
loud.
now?
So you walk in, man, right? You walk into Papio's palace. There's some chinchillas or whatever trying to get some food. You know how it is. And you hear, "Do you have any emeralds?" from one of the baboons. And they're like, "We don't have any emeralds. No, why? And he's like, "Go work in the mines. Get yourself some emeralds. You can come back and you can buy some food. That's how it works." The chinchillas, "We can't work. We're too tiny and small." You said, "Well, find someone to take care of you. Go. Get out of here." And the chinchillas, "Oi, what business do you have?"
This is just some baboon I don't know, or is it Papio?
It's some baboon you don't know.
I am here to see Papio. At his request.
Nine. Do you speak common name?
I do. Ingwe Aoyakayo.
Ingwe Smith. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll go get him. He'll let me know what to do with you. Baboon walks into the back. You wait a hot 2 minutes. No, cold 2 minutes. So the room you're in right now, you should know. He was sitting right in front of a door, or rather a gate, because the wall, like if you're imagining like you walk into the building and then that's like where you orient yourself north, south, east, west. The whole north wall of the first room is a gate. Is a rather a fence, like a barred fence. And through these bars you can just see piles of food, bananas, mangoes, kiwis, papayas, yucca roots.
This is the hall that we were in yesterday.
Yeah. Yuccas, potatoes, rice, wheat berries, blueberries, just all kinds of food. Smells delicious. It does not smell like crap. It smells like you could actually eat this stuff. Just piles of it. So he goes back through the gate and he walks immediately back through another door, a wooden door. And he closes it and he stays there for about 2 minutes. 2 minutes later, he says, "Come on back now." Anyway, what part of the world is that name from?
Don't know. My people are from everywhere.
Never been there myself. And he opens the door and he lets you in. So when you walk into this back room, you see Papio seated. So there's doors on each side of the room. North, south, east, west. There's doors everywhere. And Papio is seated on a large velvet throne. It's like velvet and like mahogany wood, like a very rich, dark wood. It smells like varnish. There are glass cases of jewels, ranging from the size of your fingertip to your two knuckles, the size of your fist, on either side. All different colors. You see some that are smoothed and rounded. You see some that are in cubic forms. You see some that are jutting out in spikes. It's some that have more crystal configurations, and just every range of color imaginable. But the most prominent one, you see about the size of like the crown of your head, like the top part of your skull, big, enormous, a giant diamond. That is seated above his throne, and it's in seems to be a glass case, but if you look hard enough, it seems like there's something different about this particular case. It's not just glass. And Papio is sitting on the throne, and he's reading some papers.
Is it a white diamond?
Is there what?
A white diamond?
Yeah, I mean it's a diamond. If that's a white diamond, then yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Is there any hamburgite?
It's clear.
I took a picture of this gem in the gem room at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, and it is called hamburgite.
Because there's a hamburger at the top of it.
I have questions that have not been answered. So, Papio.
Yeah, there's some hamburgite.
Take it.
Papio, you wish to see me.
Oh, I forgot how he talks too. We're just gonna go.
The Godfather, I think.
Oh. Was it like New York? Was it sort of Jersey-ish, kind of like this? Was that right?
I think so.
East
Go
Coast.
with it, go
All right,
with it.
all right.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Copernicus.
okay. Oh yeah, the fighter. The fighter. Come on in. Come on in.
Anybody else in this room?
There's a couple gods.
Okay. I wasn't really asking you out loud, but I appreciate you answering.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just method acting. Yeah, there's a couple guards. Yeah.
Method acting.
As you do.
Come on in. Let's see here. I've been waiting for this, really. I am so excited to talk to you. You know, it's the damnedest thing. Last night, somebody disguised as me told a bunch of people at the Contemporary Art Museum in the center of town to go clean the desecrated bullshit shrine over in the sticks. And I just can't get enough bullshit in my life. So I'm really been looking a lot forward to this quite a bit, because I got to tell you, I don't expect any bullshit. I really don't. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, Fabio.
Yeah. So right behind, right behind you. Could you just? There's a pitcher of water. Could you just bring me a glass of water, please?
Sure thing, Fabio.
Thanks.
I go and get the pitcher of water.
Appreciate it. Good man. Good man. So listen, I figured you'd want breakfast. Have you eaten?
Haven't.
All right. Well, hey, listen. I'm gonna hook you up. And he kind of gestures over to a dining room table. Not huge. It's got 6 seats. Please, would you sit? Sit, please.
That's it.
Breakfast at the tavern. So you 3 walk downstairs, and Oz is carrying a baby rabbit.
Do rabbits like waffles?
Probably not. Oz.
Oh,
Maybe like a carrot or some hay or some kind of vegetable would be good. How tiny is this baby rabbit? Like fresh out of the womb?
No, a little older.
Okay, so yeah, like vegetables probably.
vegetables. I'm staring at the Arakakra just like with dead eyes and just repeating the word vegetables over and over again. Vegetables. Vegetables. Vegetables.
I kind of waved to the Arakakra.
Yes.
Do you have any
How did bird talk?
Vegetables.
He was from Australia.
Everybody has a Cockney accent here, pretty much by default.
If they're a goon. They're a goon.
They're good. They've got a copy. Could we possibly get some breakfast and some vegetables?
Vegetables.
What do you say?
Yes.
I
So
suppose we should name this rabbit.
Now, Azilius, before you do, it is my responsibility to warn you that this child is destined for the rising and falling of many, and that it shall be a sign that is contradicted. You, my Azilius friend, shall be called the father of the child of the Most High.
Can we tell if it's a...
I'm gonna name you Onion.
What did you say?
It's a boy rabbit.
I'm gonna name this rabbit Onion.
Onion?
Nope.
Or red?
Onion shall be his name.
Newman, is it like easy to tell where a rabbit's genitalia is?
It's not easy to find. You have to press to like. You gotta move some fur around and press, and then you can tell if you know what you're looking for. But
Newman,
sure.
are you tired of our really, really weird questions about animals?
I have had many rabbit babies,
Okay.
so I know this one.
He's a master rabbit sexer.
So,
What
Inara,
the-
you asked if you could tell.
Yeah.
You can attempt to make a nature check.
Animal handling, please.
Animal handling, yes.
Oh, sorry, I rolled nature.
Literally the only time we're ever going to use that roll.
Animal handling 22.
You fumble around and
I
somehow
find it.
figure it out. He
Okay.
kind of what? Whatever rabbit sounds make when
Oh, not like that.
whatever sounds rabbits make when waking up.
They
and
don't
sound.
really make noises until they're screaming.
Oh, fair enough. But you're able to tell that it is a girl.
It's a girl?
It's a girl rabbit.
It's a girl. You still want to go
Named
with
Onion.
Onion is her name.
Oh, poor rabbit.
Poor Onion, please.
Sorry, Onion.
It was either Onion or Nacho, but she definitely looks like an onion.
Definitely more than Nacho.
Out of game, I think it's really cute, actually.
Yeah, Onion's kind of adorable.
It's a good name. It's a good name for a rabbit.
You have layers.
Onion does have layers. Of adorable.
So the Aarakocra comes over and
Brings us some
plops down a plate of, your standard fare in the countryside. Mostly roots, potatoes, carrots,
Is there endless bacon?
celery, stalks. No, nothing like tomatoes. It's mostly like roots and stalks. No fruit.
I gingerly pick up a carrot and break it into several small pieces and start handing it to Onion.
Onion kind of starts eating the carrots.
Oh, Inara actually does that.
We are watching history take place. Hold me.
Wait, would you say that too?
Rake is now laying on the ground.
Oh, I definitely cannot do that. I just gotta let you plop on the floor.
That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
To think I carried his name.
I kind of glance around while we're down there to see if Mr. Sittoad's anywhere nearby.
No.
Okay. Next time I see him, I would like to talk to him.
To be noted.
Are there any
It
rabbits?
doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work, Inara. You can talk to him all you want.
Are there any rabbits nearby?
No.
A rabbit is not a South American rodent, if I'm correct.
You're correct.
Yeah, but couldn't a rabbit? There are other animals
Yeah.
here. I thought that they could still be around.
Yeah. It's not exclusive to South American
And
rodents.
besides, South American rodents don't seem super welcomed here because they were the ones kind of being
SARS, if you will.
thrown back over the river. Anyway. Okay, we got this. We got rabbits. We got
hold. Hello?
All right, we must protect this child at all
Oh, if you're in the
costs.
front, that's fine. Give me like 30 seconds.
Ancient Toad has spoken about such a day.
Ancient
never-
toad.
A revered master of all forms. He is said to have walked in every shape on this continent.
And he told you that there would be a baby rabbit named Onion that was dropped in your room by a strange creep that has been following us?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know.
His language was more vague, but to one who can read the signs, all was there.
What did he say exactly, though, Rake?
He began with the words that every man, every Locantha knows. Wherever you go, that is where you are. Indisputable truth. From here, one can go any place because he knows where he is. This child is the center of all things. And we are here now. Where we are is where we are.
I am not following how you got from point A to point B in this break.
And that is exactly the Locantha way. You did not see Mr. Sittoad enter, nor when he exited did you understand his purpose. But there he was in your midst. His ways are inscrutable,
And one day I shall be wise as he.
Okay.
Azilius, we have been discussing. This child must be protected.
Well, obviously, I'm its father now.
Yes, yes. But we are with you. We will fight whoever would challenge the young one's future.
Can I hold him? Her? Okay, I get to hold little Onion.
Onion kind of nuzzles into you.
Oh, and I take another little carrot bit and just start feeding it to her. Yay, Onion.
Would you like to roleplay this a little bit more?
I'll just get Jack awake.
That's right.
I'll just wake up Jack and let him be Onion.
No.
I've never seen before more clearly. Azilius, when you left Vilden, did you have allies in the city?
One.
We must make every provision to keep the child safe. Was your ally well resourced, influential, powerful among Loxodons?
I'm just gonna play with the baby.
History check of 7.
I mean, he's your dude. Like, you would know that Dugalon is. I mean, he's not stupid rich because he's sort of eschewed the conventions of Vildalabad. But he's, I mean, if you're in Vildalabad, you got it made. You get everything you need. So he would have no problem protecting, at least when you left, which was a couple years ago, you would have no problem. He would have no problem taking care of a baby. A wee baby rabbit.
Dugalon would be able to provide for this rabbit. I do, however, think that it might not be the best idea for the rabbit to grow up inside the confines of the city. And I'll tell you why. This rabbit is neither a lion nor a loxodon. Grew up a social outcast, a third-class citizen, and this is my kid, so definitely not going to happen.
So you will propose that the child lives a life on the road, filled with uncertainty, surrounded by murderers, danger at every turn?
Well, when you put it that way, yes. I can have far greater control of the quality of life that she will lead amongst friends than amongst strangers in the city. It'd be a gilded cage.
Gilded cages are safe sometimes. How can you be so sure she won't come to harm?
Those who would trade liberty for security will have neither and deserve neither.
As you say, a wise one.
We're just tickling the baby stuff.
I butchered that adage as well, so you're not alone, Ben.
All right, so we're gonna flip back to Papio's palace. Oh, I hope you like food. And two baboons bring out 2 silver platters. They're not silver platters. They are actually like marble, very heavy platters. And on them, you see things you have never seen, like roast. So this is weird, but there's like roasted meat, which is weird
I
because
previously requested meat, and someone
Yeah.
offered it to me for a high price.
that is true.
But this is like particularly weird.
Yeah, it's like a whole roast duck or something like that. You know, what I mean, it's like poultry.
It's a Peking duck. You can see its face.
And there's a substance you've never seen before. Which you as a player would recognize as bread. Well, you ain't got no idea what it is. There's roasted vegetables, juicy, char-grilled vegetables, full of food and tastiness, full of nutrition, vitamins. You just smell like spices. You smell like the fragrance of rosemary, thyme. You smell garlic, onions, and the savoriness of olive oil coming off of all of this, and looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So they put this in front of you, and he says, "Would you like to say the blessing?"
I do not wish to be rude, but I fear I will not do justice. My blessing, I am
All right, fine.
uncultured.
He reaches over and to grab your hands. God, thank you for the food. Thank you for blessing us, for giving us everything that we need. Thank you for the bounty of Dalabad. Thank you for our glorious patrons. Thank you for allowing us to be the start of a new order, an order of equity and justice and righteousness for all. Thank you for the privilege of being your chosen ones. Thank you for all the food. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Unclasp your hands. Please, help yourself.
Which god was that to?
God, the God. God. Dan, if you will. But that's one of the first things I'm dropping when we go back to Sath, is all that Dan bullshit. It's too hard.
I like that. I like that bullshit.
Did you?
It was doing good things for me.
His name is God. That's it. Liberty and justice for all.
He's a very cultured baboon. He is he's transcended the polytheistic beliefs of this continent, which has not even yet come into contact with the unconfused. I am just glad that I got out of potentially naming the wrong god, and I'm going to attempt to do something with this strange porous brown substance. Is it? Can't really ask you what it's like. I know what bread is like. I would like to attempt to eat the bread.
Roll a dexterity save.
Like a toddler.
Yeah, you just like, yeah, I guess, I don't know, roll a nature check?
What is the nature of this bread?
16.
Okay. You get the hang of it pretty quick.
Proud of you, kid.
I have not seen the likes of this food in all my
Yes.
travels.
And he just takes a big hunk of it, Pretty friggin' good, huh? Yeah, this is from a different continent. It's from a different place. It's really good bread. Try some of the duck. It's real good duck. And he just like rips off a piece of duck breast and puts it on your plate with his like bare hands. So anyway, tell me a little bit about yourself before we get down to the nitty gritty. I want to know about you.
Well, what is there to know?
Oh, there's so much. Where are you from? Where have you been? Why are you a ruthless killer? I mean, you know, nobody is born a ruthless killer. What makes you a ruthless killer?
Hmm.
I have a feeling the tone's about to go sepia again.
Am I from the stumps?
Yeah, dude, you're from the stumps.
I am from the stumps. I have traveled widely in my travels. My travels have taken me places
Yeah, so let me
when I
ask
was there.
about those.
What?
Is it all right? Do you mind if I ask you something about that? Can you pass me
Certainly.
the oranges, please?
I guess at what the oranges are, and I pass them to you.
I think
I
you
know what the
oranges
color.
are.
If
I
you
know what the color orange is.
I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
Wait, roll a dexterity, or not a dexterity. Roll just like a nature check.
An intelligence check.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to intuit that it is not the cheese that he is asking for. You
So
want
stressful eating among the upper class.
Like, which fork do you use?
Yeah. So while you were out there, did you see a lot of poor people? A lot of poverty? A lot of dog eat dog world out there?
I saw nothing but.
Ah, it's terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible.
It is difficult, but it's the way of life here.
I wish it weren't. I wish it weren't. But why don't you keep going? Why don't you tell me more about your life?
Well, my people, long ago we decided that it was unbefitting for us to prey upon the lesser species the way that the tigers do. And so we adopted a kind of policy of living amongst the various other species and serving typically in a protective capacity in exchange for payment, food, whatever allows us to subsist. I served with a number of communities, traveling bands of Impala amongst them.
It's very noble of you. I cannot tell you how much I respect that. I cannot tell you. That is precisely the kind of person I want on my team. That is precisely it. I can't stand these people who just pick on people who are weaker than them, and I just can't stand it. I'm here to make everybody's life better. Why do you gotta go around making everybody's life worse? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah. Unfucking-believable. Unfucking-believable.
Alright, so, Fabio,
Yeah,
I can sense that you have a generous heart.
absolutely. I've always been told.
What is it? What are the challenges of running East Forest Station, distributing this food equitably?
The challenge? The challenge is that I'm the only one who knows shit about anything. And everybody starts calling me, oh, that's intrinsically exploitative. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's not how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. We have a scarcity of resources that needs to be allocated by some method. And so if you just have some fat cats allocating scarce resources from the city, there's no incentive for them to do it right. So we need to incentivize doing it right. And what's the best incentive? What do you think, Ingwe?
Well, this is the way for my people. We work for our food.
Yeah. Payment, right? So you want to get food to everybody throughout the whole kingdom, right? You want to get food to everywhere. How many? You know how many stations there are? 4. I could guarantee you that if you started giving food to private owners who would sell it at a price, you create a market throughout the whole continent, you wouldn't have 4 stations, you would have 400 stations. People would want that shit. You charge, oh, go get us some some wool, or go get us some coca leaves, or go get us some gems, or go get us some pretty dye, and then we'll give you food. Then their incentive is they're doing stuff, and they get their food, and it's equitable. And that's it. That's how you make it work, and that's what I'm doing. And everybody's like, oh, Bobbio, why don't you just give the food? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So, my friends and I, we did not have to come far to make it to East Forest Station. Of course, our travels have taken us far and wide, but the journey did not deplete our stamina. And fortunately, we came with some money in our pocket. But what of those whose journey cost them everything? When they arrive here, what payment have they to give you?
Well, you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, am I right? Listen, the fact is that like social change, right, takes a long ass time. But that doesn't mean that you should just wallow in the fucking mud, not doing anything, just because some people are going to be underprivileged at first. If you want them to have social mobility, everybody's
Mickey.
like, oh, the poor don't have any social mobility. Fuck you. Give them 20 years. They'll have social mobility at the wazoo. Just you watch. I'm starting something new here. And everybody will see that it's amazing. No idea. So anyway, what do they do? What do they do? What do they do? Well, listen, I've got a mine just about 10 miles down the road, right? Not that far. 10 miles isn't bad. All right. So I've got this mine. People come here, they don't have any money. Hey, go turn a day at the mine, then you'll get some food. And you know what? I'm not even gonna pay you with food. I'm gonna pay you with diamonds or emeralds or wool or whatever. And then you can go buy some food with your payment and then keep a little over. You know what I mean? And then maybe if you save up for 20 years, you use your little fucking rodent brain, you can go buy yourself a mine, and then you can do the same thing. And then we'll just spread stations and mines, and we'll have universities, and it'll be incredible, and it'll be amazing. And that's what people don't get. They say, oh, Bobbio, it's intrinsically exploitative. It's like, come on. It's a social contract. It's good for them. It's good for me. It's good for everybody. Huh?
So, when I came in here, there were 2 small South American rodents.
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted food, but they had no payments.
Yeah.
And so they were told to go work in the mines.
Mm-hmm.
I wish to know more about these mines.
Oh, they're mines. They dig up diamonds and emeralds and gold, and then they give that to me, and then I give that to the people in Vildelabad for more food, right? So here's the deal, right? So I get food. The people in Vildelabad give me enough food that they think is appropriate and valued the kind of shit that I'm giving them, right? I take the food that I have, I give it to the laborers for a certain amount that's worth less than what I'm getting from them. So I make a profit. And so I'm happy, but I'm giving them more than it takes, and then everybody's happy, and it's great. Economics, huh?
This profit. What do you need with profit? What are you doing with it? You're defending East Forest Station, right?
Yeah. What do I need with profit? What does anybody need with profit? You know? Prestige, power, pleasure. That's what it's all about, right? Huh? Living a good life. And I want everybody to live a good life. I want to be rich so that I can make other people richer. That's how it goes. I won't outsource my jobs or anything. It's not like we have to worry about that.
Well,
There's no legal protection for corporations on Vilden, so we don't have to worry about that.
I'm just.
well, I confess, I do not come from a life of prestige, pleasure, and progress, and so I have some trouble understanding the intricacies of such a plan. But I think I am coming to understand your perspective, Fabio.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. And listen, you, my friend, you are going to be the utmost benefactor of this system. Because here's the thing, right? You've got a scarce resource. You know what it is?
Adenosine triphosphate.
What?
Energy.
Yeah.
I do not know, Fabio. What is it?
No, energy. That's right. You've got fighting spirit. You've got strength. Not everybody's got. Look at those muscles, huh? Look at that powerful build. Not everybody's got that. You can't just walk down the street and find that. It's something I need. So I'm gonna give you what you want, so you can give me what I want. And what you want is to get to Vildelabad, to be set, right?
Well, whether I wish it or not, it is the will of my people. And so I am bound to that fate.
Wow. I mean, I don't give a shit why you want it, but you want it, and I'm gonna give it to you. And with that, I think your challenge should be ready. Shall we?
Indeed.
So we're gonna jump back.
We're all just staring at this baby rabbit. It's like the starkest like back and forth. Like there's like a lot going on with Ingwe. We're just still at breakfast with this baby rabbit, really not sure what the fuck we're supposed to do with it.
I've been really appreciating these name changes.
Fabio's campaign is set, dude. In 20 years, there's going to be jobs at the wazoo. I'm just saying. Upward
No
mobility.
job outsourcing, no legal protection for corporations. That's a platform I can fucking get behind.
It's watertight. Baboons don't lie.
Oh my god.
I don't give a shit. You want it, and I'm gonna give it to you. Sign me up.
Oh man. Yeah.
We're like reading the newspapers, and we're like, Papio, perhaps we've misjudged this man. His economic policy is more comprehensive than I realized.
Oh man.
You know what? Fuck the temple. He can have it.
We should find where that statue went.
Okay. So so yeah, you guys are back in the tavern, and Anara is holding Onion, and Onion kind of is giggling, and she just goes,
You're so funny. That's what Onion says.
Onion says that.
Oh, she's
Onion can
like
talk.
a
She's
baby.
aging fast. The prophets were explicit about this as well.
Oh my gosh. So she could talk. Could she tell us her like real name?
You remember when you were feeling around for her genitalia? This is like things have changed.
Wait, can this kid talk?
Are you saying that?
Did the
I'm
baby-
looking wide-eyed as well.
The baby just said, "You're so funny."
Oh. I'm sorry. Do you have a name that we should be calling you by? You're so funny. Okay, I knew this.
And she kind of reaches up and plays with your ears.
Oz orders a beer. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Do you know where your mommy and daddy are?
Mommy? Daddy? Daddy, mommy, mommy, daddy?
Do you know where they are?
No.
It's like talking to Magdalene.
Congratulations, Inara. She's bonded with you.
What do you know Mr. Sittoad? The funny looking fella who's kind of creepy? I would take it as a yes.
She kind of like leans back and she sees Oz upside down. She goes, ears.
That's right. He's got big floppy ears.
He's got funny ears.
They are funny. We should all laugh at them.
Flop them once.
Do it again. And she kind of like seems to want to get out of your arms.
We'll have Magdalene join us next time.
She can role play Onion. So at this point, a small South American rodent comes over to you and Ara and looks at you gravely. Smacks a piece of paper down on it. Moves it over to you. Gets out.
Okay. I look at the piece of paper.
It says a few things.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
Do you want to go to prom? Yes, no. It says today, message to coyotes. Tomorrow, plant fire bombs in bunkers. In 2 days, assault. And then it's signed with the tattoo on 16th's neck.
Does that make more sense to Anara than it does to Chris?
No, not really. But you have
Okay.
you get this sense. I mean,
Can
you
I
know that
roll-
he wrote it to you.
Can I roll stealth to be right behind her as she's reading this?
Yeah, you can roll stealth.
Can I notice him?
You can roll perception check.
It's a 2.
You
Times 15.
you just like hop over and you like
Get up and walk over.
get a chair over, and you just are like very clearly like breathing on her neck as you.
Oh gosh. I definitely like scooch away a bit. I'm sorry.
No, I am sorry. I presumed to be as sneaky as the great Mr. Sit-Toad. I shan't try again.
Probably for the best, friend. What did it say again?
Today, message the coyotes.
Message?
Tomorrow, firebombs at the barracks, and in 2 days, assault. I'm fast at reading. I mean, not like I was looking over your shoulder or anything.
And then
What does it say today? Message the coyotes.
tomorrow, plant fire bombs in the bunkers. And then in
I'm
2
just
days.
staring into the foam of my beer like, this is what my life is now.
Onion, come to Uncle Drake.
Onion, do not go to Uncle Rake.
Start screaming.
No, Onion kind of looks at you. And she kind of scuttles over the table and goes to you. Assault. Yeah, me too. So the South American rodent puts that note in front of you and then walks the hell out.
Walks the hell out. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
But you do see
I know, I recognize obviously the
60's signature.
okay. Okay. I just kind of pulled it up.
I suppose we should go meet up with Ingwe and introduce him to our new child.
Well,
Onion, on my back, child. And kneel down.
Rick.
Rake, you'll be walking from now on.
Oh,
Well played.
that's so sad. Onion grabs onto your ears.
Yay.
Never mind, Rake, you're on my back.
No,
Contain this child.
it is right for you to be with your new child. Your daughter and you shall bond an everlasting bond, and it will be well with both of you. I will walk.
Okay, so
Rake,
you guys,
get on my back. She seems to be pretty chill on my head. Make sure she doesn't fall off.
so you guys are both riding Oz. Rake and Onion are on top of Oz. That's cute. I like it. All right, great. So you guys are gonna start
Two children.
walking towards Papio's palace.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Danny. Papio. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Bye, break.
As we're going, I'm like, and that's the old Museum of Contemporary Art, which your father trashed in her drunken rage.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't bring that up in your recap that we like thought for like a second that we were gonna sleep there and you crawled into like a cabinet and
Yeah, that slipped my memory for some. I forgot how freaked out Rake was that he was totally gonna get jumped by the guy he charmed twice.
Hey, you were having a fucking panic attack, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered the door with ice so that no one could break in, which it surprises me not at all that Mr. Sit-Toad was right there, but still. It's pretty impressive.
Mr. Sit-Toad is a creepy A sad, strange little man.
Mm-hmm. And he has our pity.
Yeah.
Or in this case, admiration. All it took was the sacred text.
What a weird,
Ancient toad.
just like what a weird little plot twist that freaking Mr. Sit-Toad got into your room, had a rabbit, passed the rabbit over to you, and left like a fucking weirdo. Like, I don't know. Ben's voices for some of these things remind me a lot of like John Mulaney sketches, though.
Yes.
His voice for Mr. Sit-Toad reminds me of like there's that story that John Mulaney was telling about like his boss, his like crazy old boss, and was just like, oh, like one feels like a duckling.
Splashing about in all this wet. Ducklings?
Too
Too old to be
duckling.
to be a duckling.
Quack, quack.
And his voice for Papio reminds me of what's his guy's name? Street Smart.
Street Smarts.
Oh man.
You take the wallet, you throw the
The
wallet.
money clip with a crisp $50 bill. You can pick this up at any haberdasher.
I reached into his coat pocket and I grabbed a dime bag of Coke I planned him. I said, oh, what the fuck is this? And he's like, that's not mine. I've never seen that before. Like, well, it doesn't matter because it's on your coat. Now you're doing that. Now he's crying.
20-year-old John Mulaney is being sued for police brutality.
I'm throwing him off his rhythm.
I was saying that your voices remind me of like some of the John Mulaney sketches.
Yeah. It's probably because
He influences a lot of our life, John Mulaney. You have no idea.
Is this perfume or whiskey?
perfume.
It's perfume.
My favorite of like that particular like series of sketches is when he talks about his friend who stole pictures from everybody's house
Right.
because it's the one thing you can't ever replace. That's the end of the
Can
story.
you
But how
imagine
fucked up
being one of the police officers staring into a basement of a sea of drunk toddlers chanting "fuck the police"?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
So funny.
so funny. Yeah. All right,
This is Onion.
Mickey is Onion.
Oh, you got
Oh,
Onion.
we got Onion. There she is.
This is just a cat.
That's
So,
just-
fun fact: I might be adopting a cat.
You want this
Oh.
one?
I do actually.
Okay.
She's yours. Take her.
She's kind of a bitch, but you don't have kids, and she's like, she like literally like blackmails us to give her food. That's why she's huge. She like she'll harass us long enough, and if we don't answer or like give her what she wants, she walks over, looks at us in the eye, pushes open our bedroom door, walks in, and starts meowing so loudly in an attempt to wake up our baby.
It's a proven method.
But you can't give in because it reinforces the behavior.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We give in. We always give in. And we don't want our baby to be screaming for an hour. Literally last Sunday, you guys, Jack woke up right before I went to bed and screamed for an hour. Like, I literally had to go hide in our house because it was impossible for me to not go in. And what are you doing?
I don't know.
That's a vegetable from Octonauts. In
Yeah.
case anybody's interested in what the fuck that is.
Yeah, this is a turnip.
Tunip.
It
The
is,
vegetable.
but it is a turnip with a dog nose.
Ben's like brother, our niece, got Magdalene into the Octonauts because she sent these little creatures. And Magdalene's been asking us literally every day if she can watch the Octonauts. What are we doing, everybody?
I don't know. Everybody grabbed animals and things, and
Things.
nearest to my hand was a beer. So
All right, so Papio leads you. through the north door of his throne room.
Oh my god.
And leads you to a large circular courtyard. And on the opposite end of this courtyard is like a dugout. And he says, all right, you ready?
I have no idea, Fabio.
All right. You'll be fine. And he just goes, all right. And he just puts a hand on his shoulder. And he's like, I want you to know, this guy, he killed 100 small South American rodents. Just remember that, all right?
Is he a criminal you need put down?
You hear a horn. Oh, can't talk. Yeah, he's coming. And Fabio kind of like quick steps back behind into like bleachers around the rows. And the gate opens and a bear walks out. This bear has a sword and a shield. And he looks like pretty thin for a bear. Bears are supposed to have a lot of fat. He does not. He's like a decently scrawny for a bear, at least. And he kind of looks at you just like mad. Not been doing his stoutness exercises. And he roars. And he takes a couple steps towards you. And he points his sword at you.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Good, my father.
Prepare to die.
Are you the one?
Am I what?
Are you the one they brought to me?
I have been brought here. Are you the one I've been brought to?
I've been told I'm to kill you.
Well, let's get on with it.
Roll initiative.
Does the horn sound again to indicate that the battle is starting?
Go ahead.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. What was it?
9.
All right, you go first.
Can I just express to you guys how pumped I was to use that DJ horn in a meeting of my coworkers and boss?
Yeah, that was a risky move.
It was, and it paid off in spades.
That's good.
Does a 10 hit?
No, you piece of shit.
Dude's got a shield.
Okay. Well,
Why'd you aim for the shield?
does a 21 hit?
This is a rookie mistake. Should have paid attention in street smarts.
Yes, the 21 hits.
So I'm dual wielding Icarus here. I go with the one, he raises his shield to block it, and then I stab with the other one.
Roll damage.
11.
11 damage. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, so he is going to roll and he's going to try to shove you off of him. He does not. He and he tries to stab you with his sword. And he doesn't. He goes wide. This guy just clearly sucks at fighting. He's just like raised. He wants to get you, so he just like comes at you and tries to bite you. And he doesn't. He like bites on to like your shoulder, but like gets the bone and like doesn't even break your skin really. Just got ow.
Keep putting your head on my foot.
And he kind of takes a few steps back, and his eyes start glowing red, and he's starts to be afraid.
His eyes start moving.
Yeah,
Is
go
it
ahead.
Cyborg Bear?
If I wouldn't tell.
Your turn.
Tell me, do I need to kill you?
If you don't kill me, I will kill myself.
Oh my gosh. That's what I did.
Come at me
I
now!
will spare you that burden. I will stab him in the face.
He's just got like a knife coming out of his eye. Okay, roll your attack.
Mm.
16. No, 22.
It hits.
Why it doesn't add my modifiers anymore? 8.
Okay.
Destroy this poor little bear. Yeah.
Or did you make another attack, or is that it?
I didn't yet.
Okay. So take 8.
I'm a grapple. I don't have to, but I will.
All right. Make a strength check.
Are there other baboons watching this? Are we just alone in here?
This is a small crowd of baboons. It's not public.
18.
Okay, you've got him grappled.
Okay.
How are you grappling him?
I kind of danced around him and then grabbed him by the this by his shoulder and just like put him in a lock from behind.
Okay. So you see him. You don't see much. He's struggling, and then he just stops. He hangs his head, and right above your hand, you feel you feel heat start to gather, and you hear a rush of air. And I need you to make a dexterity saving for that. Okay. So as you feel the heat and you see a flash of light around you, you hit the ground, and flames seem to kind of come over you. Sorry. You take 15 damage.
Sucker.
That was with a save of 21.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as
No, it was, but all the flesh on the bear, like his hair is just singed, and like without his hair, you can see even more, just like his ribs protruding out of him. His face looks mangled and crazy, and he turns around, this like burning, smoldering bear, and he lets out, and he falls on you and attempts one last stumbling strike to your face, and it hits. I'm assuming. What's your armor class?
14.
And you take
Did he light?
12
What?
damage.
Did he light himself on fire?
He lit himself on fire. So.
Kamikaze bear.
Like, getting damage from him.
You fell for
That's
the old
crazy.
kamikaze bear trip.
So he deals 12 damage to you as he like falls on top, and cuts across your chest.
Yikes. Is he dead?
He's still barely alive.
Okay. Huh. See what you did there. Push him off. And then stab him in the whatever's left of him. It's like burning skeleton and melted hair.
Yeah, it's gross.
Hey, I don't even know what to stab, but I stab it.
All right,
I just
roll
yeah.
with advantage.
I don't need advantage. 22. I would like to drive my clawed hand through his chest cavity, if possible.
You do. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
I sure can.
You've now got berries.
10.
Okay. As you stand over the corpse of this bear, you go into like a blood frenzy. So your claw goes right through his chest cavity. You rip it out, smoldering gore comes out, and you just let out a bellow, and you just keep jamming your fist over and over and over again. You're intoxicated with the bloodlust, and Gore is just he's clearly dead, but with every shot you're just like ripping more and more of his smoldering roasted body into bits, and you have left this bear in a 10-foot circumference. There's just bear, and finally your blood frenzy wears off, and you stand drenched in the blood of this killed animal.
Okay.
Onion, shield your eyes.
Yeah. You guys are, the rest of the party is basically getting there right about now. And Populous is coming.
I take Onion down and cover her eyes.
Well, you guys can't.
Yeah, we're not.
This is in the back. You can't really see it. You guys are in the front. You don't really have
Okay.
what's happening yet. Hey, that was beautiful. He comes out. That was really wow. That was something else. He puts his arm around your shoulder. I didn't know I was sharing table with such a cold-hearted killer. Gives you a slap on the shoulder. Come on in. 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 That was something else. I didn't know.
Really know what I was facing, so I just went at it.
Yes, you sure did. And if you can keep doing that, man, you'll be woo! You'll be a star. You will be a star. Now listen, let's get you cleaned up, okay?
Hey, does anyone else around here breathe fire?
What?
Do you have any more fire-breathing surprises up your sleeves?
No. No. I probably should have told you about that, but no. I don't have any more fire. No more fire breathers. Sorry. So he leads you to like a fitting room. He takes off your bloody
He
thing.
takes off.
And then just like some baboon maids come in and wash your fur and make you nice and clean and sparkly. Mickey, can you believe it? And he says, listen, that was really good. I really want to give you the job. I really want you to be my guy. I want to send you to Vilden right now. But listen, is that all right? I need a little bit. I need more. All right? I just need more. I need something else. Because listen, anybody can kill a bear. Am I right? Would you agree with
Evidently
me?
not about 100 small American rodents.
Well, small American rodents are small American rodents. But any fighter can kill a bear. I need to know that you can do some like espionage and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, do you know anybody who is good with disguises?
I might know someone.
All right. Well, you ask them if they're willing to do a job. I need to bump off a couple lions. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. But this is like the test, right? I'll get both of you guys into Vidalabad. That's fine. If you there's a guy who you know and you trust who can get to Vidalabad, I'll take him to Vidalabad. That'll be great. I love it. I want it. But I need something extra. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but Papio, I gotta ask you. I'm gonna have
Please.
my guy sticking out his neck for this. Bumping off some lions. Sounds like a pretty intense job.
Nah, dude, these lions are no big deal. I'll send you the details. Okay. It's a fun job. You'll have fun. It's like espionage and sneaky and you'll be lying and deceiving your way through things, and then you'll get your hands into some lion flesh, just like you did with that bear. Am I right? I know that turns you on. So I'll send a message to your tavern later, but it'll give you all the details that you need to know. But basically, there are these two guys, Max and Alexi, and they're really giving me shit. All right, they're just giving me so much shit. And they're like, "Oh, Papio, people are starving." I'm like, "But they just let them go work." And they're like, "No, Papio, like you need to be."
This is intrinsically exploitative.
They're just all these.
That's
They're trying
morally
to-
wrong.
They're really trying to just like cramp the style and everything, and I can't have any of it, you know. So I don't even need you really to kill them. I just need you to assassinate them. So I will. Does this sound all right? And then you're in Vidalabad. I promise. I swear.
No. The political fallout of assassinating Leonin. That's not going to come back to hurt you.
No, I don't think it will, because nobody likes these guys. The dicks to everybody. It's not just me. Nobody likes them. It's not gonna be.
That's just Leonin.
Go to your tavern, ask everybody about Max and Alexi, and you'll get it, right? You'll understand why I want these guys bumped. So just do you understand? Just trust me. Trust Papio. I'll give you some recompense for the job. How about, I don't know, money, food, what do you want? Drugs? You want some drugs? Well, no, I prefer you not to be on drugs, actually. Do you do drugs? I can give you some cocaine to sell.
Don't do drugs.
Do you want...
I was listening. Fabio, what I'd like, I know this might sound a little bizarre, right?
I'm not into weird.
No.
Okay.
It's all right. I'd like payment in the form of food to every small South American rodent arrives at East Forest Station in the next 48 hours after the completion of the job. Nothing much.
I'm touched.
Right, doesn't have to hold them over. Doesn't have to
Why are you talking like me?
feed their whole family.
Are you mocking me?
Just some meager rations.
Are you mocking me? Just
And I'm
kidding.
mocking you, Papio.
Yeah. I'm touched. Wow. You know you've got a good man on your hands when he's willing to do a thing like that. Tell you what, I'll do 24 hours now, 24 hours later.
Sounds good to me, Papio.
No problem, bud. No problem. Hey,
Want me to bring my guy to you?
please. I would love to meet him. Love it.
What's our time frame here?
You know, I mean, as soon as possible, really. But yeah. I mean, we could do it any old time. I've got a plan. It'll be fine. You guys will be fine. I'll give you the details. Yeah. It's probably about 7 o'clock in the morning. All things considered. So we've got a good amount of time to
Buy breakfast.
to work it out. So if you could maybe bring him here by like 10, that'd be great. I mean, I would rather have it be done today. Am I right? You know?
Sure. I'll see what
Great.
I can arrange.
All right. You see what you can do. All right. Hey, you have a good rest of your day, buddy. You have a good rest of your day. And he pats you on the shoulder and he walks away. Baboons escort you out of the place. Wow. Let's just Ingwe taking one for the small American rodents. Small South American rodents. Just beautiful. Truly beautiful.
Well, Rake's gonna have a part in it.
Can you is it okay if we bring a call up on your computer?
What?
Can we bring in the call up on your computer because my computer's about to die.
Oh, is your laptop working?
My laptop charger is not working.
Mhm.
So as you are being escorted out, behold, you meet your friends, and Oz has a rake and a small rabbit on his back.
For a lunch.
I draw my sword. Ingwe, I don't know what kind of headspace you're in right now,
You might want to meet this.
but my Loxodon nose can smell traces of blood on you. This is Onion. Onion is my child now.
Noted. Oz, are you planning on bringing your onion to Vildalabad?
Where I goes, Onion goes.
All right, that's fine with me.
Onion, that's Uncle Ingwe. Ingwe, Onion.
Is this like a baby rabbit, like no fur, or is it just like
It's old enough to talk.
yes?
Yeah. How old are rabbits usually when they can start talking, Danny?
I don't know. About a year
Probably
before
old.
you can sex them, though, so probably a year old.
Oh wow, that's pretty old.
Yes, this child was a gift from an old friend.
It was Mr. Sit-Toad, the real one. He broke into our room last night at some point. I don't know how or why. Presented us Onion, and then dipped out.
And what are his feelings regarding your impersonation?
The subject did not come up, but if Mr. Sit-Toad is walking the way of the Ancient One, he would understand. Right? Yes, he would understand.
He would understand that which he understands.
Don't get cheeky with ancient scripture. But yes, he would understand. That's what he understands.
Ingwe, how did your thing go?
I fought a fire-breathing bear who apparently is a serial killer, but he will be killing no more.
You set him straight
Oh.
then?
My God.
Yes. Papio. Papio is pleased. He didn't alert me to the
So
fact
you have
that I was fighting a fire-breathing bear, but great.
you got us in, right? That's our ticket into Villalabad then?
Well, I got half the ticket. The other half of the ticket comes with the assassination of some high-profile Leonin who are harassing him for being a capitalist jerk. And
Wow. Sounds difficult.
yeah,
Have you
I'm gonna need a
assassinated
master
anyone
of
before?
disguise. Assassinate is really a florid kind of term. It's a dressing up of murder. Have I killed someone? Yes. Have I murdered someone? That's debatable.
Also, yes.
Rick, he expressed to me the necessity of a master of disguise on this expedition. Now, I don't know any masters of disguise, but would you be willing to assist me?
You wound me, Ingwe. You wound me. But I have been humbled already today, reminded as I was by Anara that I am no sneaky Mr. Toad yet. I will help you, but only if the reward is that ticket into Vildalabad.
I believe it is. Although how we get there has been left unsaid. He promises that he has the power to do it,
You trust Papio?
but I don't. I'm troubled by this mission. Single combat is one thing, but what he wants done now, although he believes it won't come back on him, could have very dangerous ramifications, not just for those here in East Forest Station, but everyone in this region. I mean, do you all think that if two Leonin go missing for an extended period of time, that there are going to be investigations, crackdowns?
Zilius, it would be a Loxodon investigation for a murder in a forest station. Is that not right?
It used to be. It also used to be Loxodon led here in East Forest Station, so I can't say for certain.
Okay. If it falls under baboon jurisdiction, then I think we'll be safe. But Loxodons, those are difficult creatures to charm in most cases.
Yeah, actually, I
Don't
think
know
you'd be
that we
running afoul of your buddy Fathrun Da.
I suspect this is his precinct.
Speaking of, we're dancing on a razor blade here because you're helping Papio, and Nara's boyfriend thinks we're helping them.
I mean, no offense, but I don't think I've been promised to get into Vildalabad regardless.
What did transpire between you and our tattooed friend?
Onion, cover your ears.
That's not necessary, Onion. I don't know if we should talk about it here. We're still at Papio's place, right?
You're like outside.
Yeah.
I should think I wouldn't have been talking about this right, like in the middle of Papio's den.
Oh no.
So that guy wants us to, you know,
That's the one
assassinate
we were
people.
like nearby. I didn't think we walked very far. I thought we went.
And I don't really trust him.
Fair enough.
He's just sitting there eating bread right next to us.
We can go back to the tavern. I mean, Papio wants to see us as soon as possible, but I think he can be kept waiting a few hours.
Did Papio promise you anything else other than that ticket into Vilden?
Oh, he promised payment for this upcoming job. And seeing as we have already procured adequate food,
She just wants to love you.
She's biting me. She keeps nibbling on me.
Well, feed her, you monster.
Okay. Does she look like she's gonna starve? No, I'm gonna starve.
Now I'm gonna starve. She'll eat her breakfast, she'll eat her dinner, and then she'll be like, I think I'll eat it now. I think I'll
It's like
eat it now.
Ambrose, Mickey, Magdalene, and Jack all do the same thing.
Yeah, they're all like,
It's sick. We're constantly being yelled at by hungry beings.
tiny hungry creatures. That's all my life is. I'm hemmed in on every side by them.
Welcome
Campaign.
to parenthood, buddy.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think we have all the resources we need. And so I made a deal.
Kind
For-
of deal.
And you
For
make
the
with the
other
devil, no doubt.
beings trapped outside the walls of this forestation to be fed meager rations.
Those tiny, hungry creatures.
Yes.
Why? What have they done for us, other than cause trouble and reveal our identities?
They have done little to nothing. But each
Precisely.
of them has dignity. Papio and his goons are nothing more than exploitative thugs. And they would
Powerful
see
ones.
every one of these small South American rodents waste away outside their gates out of some sense of entitlement to the resources that are provided by Vilden. I felt like I was dancing on a tightrope just speaking to him, and so I didn't outwardly take issue with his ideology, but I find it distasteful.
Yeah, Fabio doesn't strike me as someone with a particularly large heart for the South American rodent. Despite what his compelling campaign promises may be.
Does
I'm
that,
intrigued
does
by
that headline
the...
say, I don't give a shit? Papio 2040?
I don't give a shit, I'll get
Certainly
you.
seems like a difficult man to predict. I think we'd best proceed with caution and perhaps in our mission of espionage, we do a little bit of spying on the spy master, if you know what I mean.
Well, if that were possible, it would be ideal, but I don't know how much information will just be tossed out on our way to assassinate two Leonids. He mentioned their names. It was Max and Alexei.
Ah,
I
yes.
hate those guys. I'm just kidding.
Yes, there was a campaign in the paper, a political cartoon showing them as lions with chains around their neck. It said, "Why be so bestial as Max and Lexi, paid for by the Papio campaign, Papio 2040." Certainly seemed decisive.
He said if I were to ask around, I would hear tell of their irritating nature.
Well, I'm sure that it exists, and it perhaps depends on who you ask.
Where are we? Are we back at the tavern, or are we still standing here?
Yeah, you say.
We haven't
You've
moved.
been walking back. I mean, it's a half a mile. So, you're basically, whatever, you're there.
I would like to ask the barkeep who's never at the bar. I'd like to ring that bell.
I place my hand on Ingwe's hand and motion up to a snoozing onion.
Aw.
Oh my gosh.
Is she old enough to be in here?
It's
Take
a
her
family
upstairs.
restaurant, family establishment.
Put her in the
The
crib.
the bartender comes out.
Where I goes, onion goes.
What do you want? I don't even
That's fine. That was
know
pretty-
how to do an Australian accent right now.
Good day,
That's
mate.
It was kind of like Cockney.
Good night, mate. What
G'day,
can I
mate.
do for?
Do you have any shrimps on the Barbie?
I got some shrimps on the barbie. A dingo ate your baby. All right, we're in
A
it.
dingo better not eat my baby.
We're in it to win it.
I will slaughter every single dingo in the tri-state area.
It's not the dingoes we have to worry about, it's the coyotes.
All right, what do you need? Whatever.
First, we need milk.
Milk?
Yes.
I got your milk.
Thank you. Then I hand it to hand it to myself. I hand it to Azilius. I say, I don't want to underestimate your parenting ability, but I wonder if you know how to properly feed a baby rabbit.
I have raised children, like helped rear children at the Priory.
What species?
Wait, hold on. This is so cool. Never mind. You guys don't think it's cool.
I've raised loxodons at the Priory, but I did give Onion some carrot earlier, and she ate until she was full. So I figure milk will be next feeding, but it's only been an hour.
Right, well, it won't spoil that.
I add 1 milk to my inventory.
Da-na-na-na.
Newborn elephants are entirely different than newborn rabbits.
I'm very keenly fucking aware of this.
Don't worry, Master Bazilius, you're doing a great job.
Secondly,
Thank you,
Mark,
Rake.
have you heard of Max and Alexei?
Heard of them. I hate those bastards.
Have they been here?
Have they been here?
Yes.
To the tavern or in the city?
Yes. Have they accosted you or insulted you as a business owner?
Oh, well, they ain't insulted me personally. They're just getting everybody's business. They're slowing down the economy. I'm just stretching my quads.
Yeah, how so?
By instating these absurd regulations that don't even help anything, and just destabilize the prices and make it so that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and it also makes it harder for me to turn a profit.
And I assume Papio has been vocal in his opposition to them.
Oh yeah, but even if it wasn't for Papio, I mean, the fact is that they don't understand. They're as much of a bureaucrat as anybody else, even though they like to pretend that they're high and mighty. And listen, I don't have anything either. I'm just like any of these South American rodents.
He
I've
doesn't
had to
even.
work very hard for what I have right here, this bar. And I need to make a living just as much as anybody else. I need food just as much as anybody else. These Leonin, who are supposed to be giving food to everybody, come in and they just start ruining what we got going on, making it even harder for us to get food. It's not helping anybody. And if you ask me, they're crooked. They're in league with Bog, the fucking tiger spirit. Guarantee it.
Bog?
Yeah. Bog. Baag. Do you need me to spell it, asshole?
Yes, I do.
B-A''AGH.
Do I know Bog?
Yeah, he's a tiger spirit. He's the one that fucked up everything.
Oh, I thought you said that it was different than the tiger spirit. Okay. They're in league with the god.
Well, a bad god, a bad deity, a bad spirit, a bad however you want to call it.
But they're Leonin.
Oh, as if that matters.
I mean, kind of.
How?
I mean, they're the chosen ones. Loxodon, right?
Why did you do that? Why did you do chosen one? Why did you do that?
Because I don't think that it's fair.
Why? Because they're just as crooked as anybody else. Right?
Maybe.
So there you go.
I just don't know why they would need to go with Bog.
Well,
When they
Bog's
have-
tricky. Those tigers.
But Papio,
Yeah, Papio. He's a good guy.
he's a good guy. You believe if this Max and Alexei were removed from the equation, Papio would do right by all of the people of East Forest Station and those visiting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, Barky. Your thoughts.
One final question. Max and Lexi, are they in the city?
They're about 2 miles out.
Some kind of Leonin estate, I take it.
More of an, I wouldn't call it an estate. It's actually, well, their living arrangements are quite strange. They actually never leave one room, believe it or not, according to my voice. They never leave one room according to the stories, the legends. That's what Papio says. They sit in that room all day and they just hear people complain. And then that's it. They've got some weird panda attendant. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. That's why I think it's got to be some tiger shit going on because it's just too weird.
Thank you for your time, barkeep.
Have a good one.
Anything that no one understands must be associated with the tiger spirit.
Yeah, basically.
Well, Rake, are you okay with assassinating some folks we don't know anything about because the propaganda of a gangster is pretty effective?
Seems straightforward enough to me.
Okay.
However,
Hey,
I would lean on Inara's wisdom here. I think she has a better feel for what's been going on behind the scenes. Do you think Six Claws would benefit from such an action?
60.
That's the
7.
one.
6.
6 teeth, 3 feet high.
I don't know what this assassination would do for the plan. I don't even. You guys were all at the meeting. Well, Rick, I didn't see you at the meeting, but you obviously were somewhere. I mean, I don't recall there being.
Ow.
Sorry. Oh gosh, I really tapped you.
You stabbed
Okay,
me.
that's not gonna happen.
It's the tip of the pen. It's
No, it
literally
wasn't.
sharp.
It wasn't the tip of the
It
pen.
hurt. Right.
I mean, we were all at the meeting. Like, you guys know as much as I do as far as the plan.
Yeah, we didn't attend the after party.
I
Would you say-
was not there. I was there, but I wasn't there.
Would you say the
Fair.
oil that they possess is also in league with Bog? Being as how it has a tiger head.
Um,
No.
you. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
As all this conversation is happening, I'm taking off my cloak of protection and turning it into a swaddle for Onion.
You're gonna die.
I'm using that kind of like the women in the Jungle Book, how they carry their babies in the swaddle that's tied to their body.
Mm-hmm. Totally makes sense. That gives Rake a really awesome handhold on the back end. Assuming that is
Yeah,
Rabbit in
Onion's
front,
gonna be
Rabbit
right
in
here.
back.
Yeah, rabbit front.
Yep.
Ben had to
Yep.
clarify something.
Rake's got a rein now.
The oil does not have to do with Bob.
Okay.
The tiger on it is not. I mean, it's a tiger, obviously, but it's more to do with Six Teeth's background being raised by tigers, which I think was common knowledge to the group.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with it.
Ah, yes. Tigers. They are many. Some of them are gods. Okay. As long as we're not burning bridges as we go. I hope that was not a prophetic statement about the bridges around this town. But it appears that the Leonin home is not far from here, and perhaps we can interrogate / impersonate this panda. I believe the beginnings of a plan are forming in this low-cantha brain of mine. Let us investigate.
And so we shall go to Fabio.
I guess so.
Okay, Inara. You keep your secret meeting secret. We shall go to Papio. Just Rake and I? What will the two of you be up to? What if we do not return?
That'd
I think
blow.
they are our backup. When it all goes bad, which it inevitably does in an assassination attempt, as I've experienced it, it is helpful to have someone ready to recover the situation.
I'm gonna be caring for this child.
Right. Oz is mentally checked out from the rest of the campaign.
It's just,
He's like,
it's just like,
Priorities are
you know, like a montage of like Oz and this baby rabbit, like
And-
frolicking.
goes to gas to give
You
her-
guys are fighting valiantly, and I'm like hand walking them. Me and Onion are like eating ice cream while Rake is bleeding in the streets.
We might could use some emeralds at some point in this impersonation gig.
I mean, Nara's in charge of the resources.
I reach into Anara's resource bag and take some emeralds.
My hole.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Are we like
Yeah.
are we like sitting at a table?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like open the hole on the table so it just like goes
The
down.
table is now a hole.
Yeah.
It's like a little ice fishing hole.
Yeah. Just grab some emerald.
Where did you come by such a marvelous device, Nara?
The Fae gave it to you.
Yeah. The Fae gave it to me. I swear this cat's like pissing me off.
She just like keeps getting lower. Like, why are you doing this to me?
I'm petting her. She keeps nibbling on me. I don't want to eat her yet.
The Fae are an unpredictable lot, giving blesses and curses in equal measure. I admire your ability to persist with them.
Well, I mean, they gave me a lot, so I at least trust the Fae that bestowed gifts upon me.
Saved my life once or twice.
What?
So it saved my life once or twice. Mr. Siptoad. Shall we hit the road?
And I'm gonna pick up my staff, hop off Oz's back, attempt to do a barrel roll, and wind up next to you.
You guys get up,
Let us begin.
walk out. And that's what we'll pick up next time.
Awesome.
Ingwe and Rake are assassins, and Nara and Oz are now homemakers.
We're raising this money.
this here begins. We'll do two separate campaigns from now on. One is the domestic adventures of Inara and Oz, and the other is the military adventures of Rake and Ingwe.
It's basically like our adventure. Oz is basically just like the constant question of what is in your mouth? Where are your clothes? Go get in the bathtub like I've asked you 12 times.
A rousing game of what's in your mouth.
Yeah.